Today we're talking about one of my favourite topics, and that is ice cream, and in particular how the DSD Assist suite of products are helping ice cream companies increase sales, increase profits and increase control. Andrew, how does DSD Assist help?
DSD Assist is a portfolio of products designed to improve the sales and delivery process in a food and beverage company. So that encompasses customers placing orders on the web, sales reps taking orders, delivery drivers delivering those orders, and a van sales operation as well.
What makes ice cream companies different to, say, a bakery?
Bakery companies tend to deliver to much the same products to much the same customers every day because of the fresh nature of the product. An ice cream company doesn't have that situation. The ice cream is stored in a freezer, so we need to be able to manage a freezer at the customer's premise. So an ice cream company is actually quite different to a bakery business.
The ordering process needs to be efficient, accurate, and at the least cost. How does DSD assist in managing orders?
Well, ice cream companies can actually gather their orders from a variety of different sources. So they could have their customers placing orders on the internet via the web, and typically that's done on a mobile phone or on a tablet from a cafe or a service station or whatever. So we have a solution for that. They also might send sales reps out to visit the customers. So we have a solution on a tablet to allow the sales rep to gather the orders. And the final way that an ice cream company could be gathering orders is through a van sales process. A number of ice cream companies use van sales, wherein they load some stock onto their truck, visit the customers, take the order and deliver the goods, and potentially collect payment at the same time. So it's always, in my mind, about how do we interface with the customer at a lowest possible cost in the manner in which the customer wishes to be interfaced with.
Increasing sales and increasing revenue is, of course, the aim of every organisation, especially in the highly competitive ice cream trade. How does DSD Assist help in increasing sales?
Ice cream, because it's somewhat of an impulse product, certainly in the route trade, is constantly changing their product range. They'll be bringing out new products and new varieties to align with movies or seasonality, so the product range is constantly changing. So in terms of selling more product to the customer, we need to make sure that the salespeople have the tools to try and sell those products into the store. So we create templates for customers, and we can put those new products onto the template to remind them to actually sell it. When the customer is placing their own orders on the web, we do much the same thing with banner advertisements to remind them of new products. In terms of selling additional products to customers, when the sales rep visits a store, we can display on the screen the products that other similar stores nearby are purchasing that perhaps the store is not. So that creates an upsell opportunity. In terms of finding new customers to purchase the product, then when a sales rep is visiting a store, we can display nearby outlets that the sales rep could actually canvass and see whether they can get them as a customer while they're in the area.
There are hundreds of web apps available out there in the marketplace. How does DSD Assist make the process more profitable and more efficient?
You're right, there are hundreds of web ordering apps out there that companies could use. I think that in the food and beverage industry, you don't tend to visit every customer every day, and that's particularly the case with ice cream. You might be visiting the customer every 2 weeks, perhaps. Maybe it's every week. But in any event, a particular store gets visited on a Thursday. So you don't want the customer placing orders for delivery on a Monday, because that increases the cost of your logistics. You either disappoint the customer and not deliver it on the Monday, or you spend a lot of money delivering it on the Monday. So when we have a customer who's placing an order on the web, we're checking the delivery schedule at the same time so that they can only actually place orders for the scheduled delivery days. When the customer is in the web ordering app and placing their order, we're creating and have got a list of the products that this customer normally purchases, so they can refresh their freezer relatively easily. And while they're there, they can actually retrieve a previous invoice, including the proof of delivery signature as well. So that makes it a lot better experience for the customer, reduce driving cost out of the ice cream business.
DSD Assist really helps in managing the sales process and the ordering process, but we're talking about ice cream, so we have to talk about freezers. How does DSD Assist help in managing freezers?
You're right, freezers are absolutely critical to to an ice cream business. You really can't sell ice cream unless you've got a freezer. So in many respects, a route trade ice cream business, yes, they want to increase sales, and yes, they want to do all of those sorts of things. But unless they're managing freezers, they're going to ultimately find it very difficult, and they will fail. So managing freezers is absolutely critical. Whenever we visit a customer, be it a sales rep or a van salesperson or a delivery driver, we have the capacity for that person to check and validate that the freezer is still there. So that's always a good start. If the freezer's not there, then you can't sell the ice cream. Well, you certainly can't, nobody's going to buy it.
True.
Okay, so the first step is verifying that the freezers are actually still there. Secondly, if the freezer's there, but it's actually not correct in their database, then we can update the details while we're there. So that keeps our freezer database up to date. Thirdly, when I'm there, if there's a new freezer that's there that we didn't know about, we can gather those details and add them into our database while they're there. And finally, if we're prospecting a customer and they determine that they want one of our branded freezers, then we can create a new placement request while we're there and have the customer sign the terms and conditions while we're there, and you've got that document electronically recorded in your database.
We've captured that order now in the DSD Assist mobile computing solution, taken it back to head office. What's the next step?
The orders typically go to the company's ERP system so that they can get fulfilled there. The orders will also then go to our portal so that they can get converted into a delivery order for the delivery driver, or indeed potentially the van salesperson if he's delivering and van selling at the same time. So the orders would arrive in our portal. A logistics supervisor can move them around, move them between trucks, move them up and down in terms of delivery sequence, and they can also press a single optimise button to optimise the delivery sequence, or indeed optimise all the orders across the entire fleet.
How quickly can an organisation action an order when they're using the DSD Assist mobile computing solution?
If an order is taken out in the field, or indeed by a customer on the web, the order's received in our portal all but immediately, shall we say within a few minutes, and it can get sent on to the ERP system again within a few minutes. So the order's available for fulfilment, certainly within, shall we say, 10 minutes.
Van sales seem like a hybrid sales model where you've got sales reps and then you've also got sort of the delivery aspect as well. How does DSD Assist manage that process?
Without question, van sales is the most complex process in the whole sales distribution within food and beverage, because you're not only selling like a sales rep, you're not only delivering like a delivery driver, you're also collecting payment like an accounts person, and you're also merchandising the freezer as well. So it's undoubtedly the most complex. So we've got a range of tools built into our system to make it easy for the driver. For instance, when he visits a customer, the products that they've purchased before are already on the screen, and he only needs to change and add the quantities in. We can copy an order from last week or 2 weeks ago as the template for today. When he's collecting payment, we can do cash, check or credit card, and recently we've added another function to allow us to collect FPOS as well. So there's a variety of different things in there that we can do. We can have a planogram for the freezer displayed on the screen, so the van salesperson knows what the freezer really should be looking like. And of course, he can validate and verify the freezer while he's there.
Well, it sounds like you're taking the complexity out of selling, ordering, and merchandising.
Well, that's what we're trying to do, but it also has to be done with control as well, because we've got a truck running around the city full of inventory that hasn't been sold to anybody yet. So we need to be able to account for all of that inventory. But when the driver finishes his run at the end of the day, he needs to account for any scheduled visits that he didn't actually make. He needs to account for any inventory that he's taking off his truck or has become damaged, any inventory has been returned from the customer because it's damaged, and balance up all his cash collection payments as well.
Andrew, when it comes to the DSD Assist mobile computing solution for field sales, what hardware requirements are you looking for?
Different hardware suits different roles, but certainly when I'm out on a truck with a delivery driver or a van salesperson, then ruggedized hardware makes a lot more sense. In some industries it's absolutely critical. I mean, if you are, for instance, in the ice cream industry or delivering frozen products, then you'll really want a ruggedized device to deal with the temperature management. So devices from a company like Zebra make good commercial sense out on the field. And if we're printing, so if you're a van salesperson, you need to be able to print an invoice. I mean, that's just core business practice. Then you need a ruggedized portable printer, again, from somebody like Zebra to do that.
What about battery life?
Battery life on the ruggedized devices certainly gets you through a day. They're designed for sort of 8 to 12 hours for a shift, so that satisfies the requirement in the field. Consumer devices tend to have a much shorter battery life, and so they can cause you problems.
And obviously a lot of these organisations would have multiple devices out there in the marketplace. What are some of the requirements that organisations need to consider when it comes to managing those fleets of devices?
You certainly want them on a common operating system to start with, and you certainly would want a mobile device management system in place so that you can coordinate software upgrades and releases to make sure all that works. You want to be able to lock them down as well, because most of these devices are running the Android operating system, so they tend to be a reasonably open operating system, and you don't want your delivery driver surfing on the internet and checking the news when they really should be there delivering product.
You mentioned Android. What is the operating system of choice for your solution?
For our delivery drivers and van sales, we would run on Android. For our sales reps, we run on iOS. And for the customer ordering portal, well, it's a web app, so it'll run on anything.
So what's the future for the ice cream industry and the DSD Assist mobile computing solution?
I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm always amazed at how our customers use our products and in what direction they're looking to move in. One thing we've been asked for recently that I think makes good sense is around product recalls. So when a van salesman, for instance, visits a store, or a delivery driver visits a store, we can alert them that a particular product might be on product recall. We know from the history of that store whether they are likely to have it, whether they should have it in their freezer, and if they have, we can tell the driver to pull out a particular batch out of the freezer and replace it with newer stock.
Well, thank you, Andrew. You can find out more about DSD Assist. Just visit them online at dsdassist.com.